Doesn't it seem that lately a lot of movies have been shot in London? One example is Bridget Jones's Baby, a movie from the Bridget Jones's saga, which I might have seen. Just look at the skyscrapers in the background of that movie. Those were simply not there in the first movie of the saga. In fact, London's skyline has changed dramatically in the last 10 years alone. And this is pretty surprising because we're not talking about an emerging economy here like China or Singapore. Actually, the overall economy in the UK has not performed that well over the last few years. However, London is another world entirely. Today, it is one of the 4 fastest growing capitals on the planet, almost growing at the same level as Dubai. Their population has increased by 50% in the last 2 decades. This is particularly odd on a continent like Europe, where all countries are seeing overall population decline. Instead, London has 3 million more inhabitants. And not only that, but in the finance world, London is now more important than New York City itself. So now you might be wondering, what exactly has happened in London that has caused this massive success? Well, that's the question we're going to be answering in today's Visual Politik video.
Immigration.
The United Kingdom has always been a country of immigrants, and London was always the main destination. Nonetheless, in the last decade, immigration has absolutely skyrocketed. After Poland became a member of the European Union in 2004, a lot of Poles easily moved from Poland to London because there was no visa required. The same happened when Bulgaria and Romania became part of the European Union in 2007. This created a whole new influx of immigrants, adding to those already there from India and Pakistan. These European immigrants typically have higher education and university degrees. In fact, today, London has 1.7 million highly skilled workers, while New York has 1.6 million. Immigrants are not only working the jobs that British people don't want to do anymore. Instead, they are coming to the country and starting their own businesses or getting hired in the high-tech sector.
But Tom started his marketing business 4 years after arriving from Warsaw. He now employs 6 people, and 4 of them are British.
But companies are far more than just job-creating machines or economic growth engines. The fact that London has more educated people means more bars, more exhibitions, more culture. In summary, it has more of all the things that make a city look cool. For example, well, where's the best-known Peruvian restaurant outside of Peru? Well, according to all of the gastronomical guides, it's a restaurant called Ceviche, which of course is located in London. And this is how London has created a virtuous circle that has attracted more and more people. This is why in 2008, after the financial crisis hit, many Spaniards, Portuguese, and Italians who wanted to leave their countries saw London as the main destination. It was more than just a good place to find a job, it was a cool place to live. This is something that economists call the network effect. The more people and companies that you have, the easier it is to attract highly skilled immigrants.
Today, a new generation of coders, bankers, and financial tech wizards are remaking this extraordinary place.
Interestingly, since 2010, over 1,000 startups have been created in London every single year. But hold on a moment, because there's more.
The City of London.
All the skyscrapers that you see here are concentrated in a single area. This is an area not bigger than a square mile, and it is known as the City of London, or just the city. Yes, on the one hand we do have London, and then also on the other hand we have the City of London.
This is control of my mind, of my soul. Somebody explain where the fuck these days.
The City of London essentially works like its own country within the United Kingdom. Yes, now we normally say that Britain is made up of 4 nations: England, Wales, Scotland, and Northern Ireland. But really, this is not exactly true. In fact, we should really add a 5th one, and this is the City of London. The city has its own laws and has its own mayor.
The city is the financial center of Great Britain. About 7,000 people live in the city, but each day, 300,000 come to work in its banks, brokerage firms, and insurance companies.
London's mayor is the man we're showing on the screen now. His name is Sadiq Khan. But the City of London has its own Lord Mayor, and his name is Geoffrey Montavans. One of the characteristics of the city, also known as the Square Mile, is that during elections, both citizens and companies have the right to vote. For example, Unilever has its headquarters in the Square Mile, therefore, when elections come, Unilever is allowed to vote in them. So now you might be wondering, does Unilever get the same voting power as a smaller company? Well, the answer is no. The number of votes a company gets depends on how many people they employ in the city. By the way, the music that is accompanying this video that you are listening to right now is by a band called The Forgotten Voice. They're a pop rock band from Ireland who sent us their music to use in this video, and if you like it and you would like to hear more from them, please do check out the links in the description below. Alright, so now you might be wondering whether the City of London is a fiscal haven. And the answer is no. All across the UK, taxes are fairly similar. But what is true is that the Square Mile does have more business-friendly policies than the rest of the UK. For instance, their urban development laws are much more free and open than the rest of the country. And this is why there are more skyscrapers, but when it comes to taxes, they are not a haven whatsoever. But hold on just a minute, because the city does play a really important role. This is because the main task of the Lord Mayor is to travel all around the world and promote London as a great place for doing business.
The Lord Mayor of the City of London, Alderman Alan Yarrow, is to lead a business delegation to Indonesia, helping to make sure London and the UK remain the regional partner of choice when it comes to financial and professional services.
So, in a way, you could say that London has its own marketing department, showcasing all of the benefits of doing business there to the rest of the world.
Business concentration.
The US economy is divided among different cities. For example, politics is centered in Washington, D.C., finance is in New York City, entertainment is in Los Angeles, and technology is centered in San Francisco. The same happens in Germany, where you have cities like Berlin, Frankfurt, and Munich. And over in Spain, you have Barcelona and Madrid. On the other hand, Britain has London and, well, just London. The other large cities are far less important to the country's economy. In fact, London generates every 1 in 5 pounds in the British economy. In this city, you will find all of the major government institutions, the banks, the technological centre, the fashion centre, etc.
While the amount of tax generated in London increased by 25% in real terms between 2005 and 2015, Manchester's tax intake grew by only 1%, while Birmingham, Glasgow, and Leeds all saw significant decreases in their tax intake.
And to all of this, we should add another really important element, and that's English. As you probably know, the UK has had a rather good relationship with the United States, well, at least for the past 2 centuries. Even though there is no trade agreement between the two countries, they do have a lot of history in common, and importantly, they speak the same language. Add to this the fact that the United Kingdom is currently a part of the European Union, and you can see why London has become the gateway for American companies who want to do business in Europe.
What London does, it is the capital of the euro. And that means that 70% of forex trading and all sorts of other over-the-counter derivatives, all sorts of fancy stuff gets done through London, although the UK is not in the euro. So there's a very difficult set of negotiations coming up.
But now the obvious and big question is going to be, how is Brexit going to affect London's growth? One thing is very clear, and that's that while the majority of the British population wanted the UK to leave the European Union, London was very much Remain. So these are our thoughts here at Visual Politik, and we would love to know yours, so use the comment section below to let us know what you think. And don't forget to thumbs up this video and subscribe, because we put out brand new videos every Monday and every Thursday. And as always, if you'd like to dig deeper into this topic, please do check out the links in the description below, and I'll see you next time.